So ValueFirst today is the leading digital media company in the country, and what we provide or offer is ability for digital interactions to our customers. Our customers are mostly corporates, so these corporates can reach out to their existing customers or they can reach out to their prospective customers. So we provide them the ability for this communication over internet and mobile using the digital medium. So that is what the company is today. However, when we set up the company in 2003, the company was set up as an enterprise mobility company where the idea was again to provide communication but only over mobile. So we have added internet as we have grown with time. So originally we were providing solutions which used SMS as the bearer of information.
Okay.
And now it is not only SMS, our products and our technology has evolved into a multimodal platform. So we can do SMS, we can do email, we can do voice, we can also do mobile data, which is GPRS/3G, as well as we can do internet. So we have become a fully comprehensive digital communications platform. And so in the last 8 years, I think it has been a very interesting time. Have seen the company from a startup now crossing $40 million in revenue and getting ready for IPO in India. So VAS industry used to be something which we have always never been really directly associated, but we have seen in the ecosystem many VAS players. So what we felt was that VAS was a difficult industry to be in. So as a conscious call, we decided to stay away from VAS. But what our understanding is, in the VAS story in India, the marketplace or the ecosystem has actually been full of problems. For example, VAS players did not invest enough money in creating some innovative content. And the reason they did not do innovative content is because they were not getting enough money back in terms of revenue share from operators. And the revenue shares were continuously getting squeezed. So both the supply side and demand side has not really evolved in any true sense. So I think it is a success, it is a story which could have been a great successful story in India, but has actually failed to be. So I'm very disappointed with the VAS industry. I think in Indian market, first of all, we had such scale, and there was early indications of great success stories getting built. For example, India, for Indians to entertain themselves, there are not many options.
Okay.
If we compare with the developed world,
Okay.
developed people in the developed world, people go to a lot of extracurricular, extra office activities. For example, they can go to for swimming training, etc., or gyms, or they can go to even a lot of touristic places. They also fly within and between to and fro across European cities. They have all the kinds of entertainment, skiing through to the whole infrastructure around personal entertainment is well developed, and they value weekend in the Western world. So whereas in India there is not much to do, the infrastructure is poor, getting from place A to place B, although is improving, but traditionally has been very difficult. And in terms of entertainment, only thing Indian consumer could do was, or Indian citizen could do, was go to a shopping mall, for example. But that's about it. There is no true entertainment. So VAS industry could have provided that entertainment source. For example, early indications, like I was saying, was that people were consuming a lot of Bollywood content, a lot of music content. Products like CRBT became very, very successful. And also people were watching some video content and so on, or even consuming text-based content around what is called ABC, astrology, Bollywood and cricket. So all that was happening. However, after that it just stopped.
Right.
No innovation happened, and VAS industry got stuck at ABC.
Okay.
So I think the question was about comparing it with the Western world. So I think it is a lost opportunity, because in Indian context, because there are no other means of entertainment, VAS could have filled that gap, but it has not. And if I compare with the ecosystem of the Western world, a lot of VAS companies, for example, get very, very healthy revenue shares from operators. The whole thing about getting a short code is very easy. The whole thing about negotiating a contract and making service live, let's say across the country, is very, very easy. Here in India, if you want to make a vast service live, you have to go and talk to each operator. Then within each operator, you have to talk to each circle and so on.
Right.
So it's a completely different. Large part of the blame, I think, should go to operators, and even I would say to some extent vast players themselves, that they did not innovate, and hence they did not create opportunities to demand higher revenue share. For example, if the service is good, very innovative, then I think operators will pay, but it's a bit of a catch-22.
Okay.
So both, when an ecosystem fails, then I think mostly it is the responsibility of, or it's a shared ownership and responsibility of all the participants in the ecosystem. What I feel, if the regulator, for example, was to intervene and create some great practices, best practices, then vast industry could start taking off once again.
Okay.
So I think all is not lost. There is, at least at a fundamental level, the technological shift is going to happen. For example, we are moving from 2G, 3G to 4G. So capability of networks is going to improve, and hence innovation should perhaps follow that great or new technology technical capabilities. So if that happens, I think VAS could start growing. Company to succeed in India, I think we were never dependent on operators. It was a operator agnostic in terms of our when we make money, we collect money from our customers, which are corporates.
Okay.
So there is no rev share involved. So we were in quite a good control of cash flow and so on, and we were customers of operators. So on that side, we did not suffer from the same problems of VAS. But more importantly, I think the real reason for success is that what we were trying to do, what the pain we were trying to solve for corporates, that was getting massive adoption. So I will just explain this with a very simple example. We started offering, when we set up the company in 2003, early days, we started offering to insurance companies a product called premium alerts.
Okay.
So for example, earlier the companies were sending premium reminders by courier.
Okay.
So each reminder was costing them 6-7 rupees. For example, you had to print the envelope, somebody would put it in the envelope, and then courier company would ship it. So each reminder was 6-7 rupees. So when we offered our product, we were able to send the premium reminder over SMS, and it would cost 60-70 paisa. So it was a fraction of the cost, and it was instantaneous, and also people would see the SMS communication and hence get prompted to pay in time. So not only they saved money in cost of communicating, but also their collections improved because people acted on the reminder, because they could now send 2-3 reminders nearer the time. So there were a lot of efficiency gains. So a lot of companies started adopting the mobility or SMS as a medium for communication. So we saw rapid growth there. But I think the true reason for success is that we continuously changed or adapted our company to changing times. For example, SMS, which caused the initial success, we saw the price was going down.
Right.
In fact, we have seen 95-96% price erosion in the medium. But despite that price erosion, because the volumes continued to grow, we were continuing to grow. But it was visible that such a growth will not be sustainable.
Right.
So we decided that we need to adapt ourselves and look at what else enterprises or customers or market was looking for. So we started building the voice platform, and then we built the digital media aspect of the business. We adopted internet and so on. So with changing times, we kept changing the company and mutated in the right ways. And I think the true success, if I have to define for ValueFirst, is because we adapted very well. And other thing which I think worked very well for us is that not only we grew the business organically, but we also made very strategic acquisitions along the way, and these acquisitions also worked for us. So these acquisitions gave us the inorganic capability to get certain things which were not in the business, or get things which were strategic for. So our first round of funding was from a US-based venture capital fund called NEA, New Enterprise Associates. They also have an India operation. At that time they were based out of Bangalore. Now they operate out of Bombay and Bangalore. It's a very good fund. At that time we raised about $6 million from NEA, and 2 years ago we raised money from HSBC Private Equity. So we raised 15 million in this second round, in which NEA also co-invested.
Okay.
So total of about $21 million is what we have raised, and because we have been a profitable company all along, so this money which we raised primarily has been used for our inorganic expansion. So our global footprint is in terms of our products, etc. Outside of India, we currently operate in Middle East market. We have our own offices there. Apart from that, we work with partners in certain other. In our current world, I think everyone has to be treated like a partner, whether it is even your competition. So we believe in the ecosystem in the industry. Everyone, even our competition, they are our partners, because ultimately the way we operate is some people are providing us services, like they are our vendors. We are buying things from certain kinds of companies and we are selling to certain companies in a marketplace where there is competition. We are learning from each other and so on. And with respect to our own platforms, for example, we need to provide the great quality of service, the service level agreements which we sign up to. So we need to rely on our providers, like hosting providers and so on. So all these relationships which we have entered to as a company, we try to do it at a partner. I was sharing that earlier when we set up the company, it was about enterprise mobility, but over time we have added internet, and now we are a full-fledged digital media which is enabling digital interactions in the country. So our plans are that we need to look at the marketplace and grow ourselves to the leadership position in this space. So currently we see that there is a great opportunity to get to that status, because if we think of how digital marketing works in the country, the brand manager will choose a player who has the highest reach available to offer to the brand manager, because brand managers are interested in reaching out to maximum number of people or reaching out to select people on some kind of targeting criteria. So we believe that with our acquisitions and organic growth, we have now created 54 million subscribers, which we now own in the country, which is largest in the country. So in that context, we believe that we are already well poised. So our focus now is to continue to grow this subscriber base, continue to sustain this growth in the subscriber base, and also make sure that more and more users or subscribers are active on our properties. So one key focus for the company is growth in the subscriber base. Second key focus is to get as many brand managers experience the digital medium. So we are doing a lot of initiatives around some newer kind of product offering from us, which we can create, for example, capability for brand managers to reach out to consumers and also measure their response and so on. So there is a lot of innovation happening from our technology side. And what we also feel is that in Indian context, more and more people will access internet from a mobile device.
Right.
So we are now focusing on building of product offerings which marry this trend.
Okay.
So we are creating a product offering which will allow consumers to access our communities, our products through a mobile device. So we are trying to increase mobile communities for ourselves, and also we are trying to build campaigns which use mobile data in a much bigger way.
Okay. In the true sense of the term, what is the number of your nearest competitors in India?
So I think if you see on the digital media side, Google is the largest company.
Right.
they probably have half the market share.
Okay.
Then there are brands like MSN, Rediff, etc.
Okay.
And then there is a whole series of ad networks. So we are already, in terms of subscriber base, we are bigger than even Facebook in India.
Okay.
So Facebook has 50 million users, we have 54 or so. Although they are growing, and our organic growth is also phenomenal. And what we have a distinctive edge, I think, is we have the mobile number of each of our registered user, unlike Facebook. So that can come to play in terms of creating some innovative opportunities for brands. So on the number of consumer side or opt-in subscriber base side, we are definitely the biggest. But in terms of revenue side, because we have to start monetizing a lot of our new properties, etc. So we are, I think Google has the biggest market share. Other than that, I don't see, if we look at our digital revenues from media side, we perhaps would be number 2.
Okay. And when are you going to issue the IPO?
So like I was sharing, IPO is definitely on the agenda, and we would like to start the process in FY14.
Okay.
And on a run rate of about 400 crores, we would like to bring out the IPO in the market.
Okay. Thank you.